Storytime about how my client walked away with $2,100 worth of hair services completely free. A few months ago, a client reached out to the salon saying, I am going to be traveling down from Ohio. I'm going to be visiting my grandmother while my mom is out of town. And as a thank you for coming down, my grandma's going to pay for me to get my hair done. I'd like a new set of 24-inch extensions, and I'm going to need color as well. I'm like, okay, no problem. When can you come in? She comes in on a Saturday at about 4 o'clock. We don't get finished with everything until about 1 in the morning. I go above and beyond for my clients. And when she first came into the salon, we had to spend about an hour and a half detangling the 2 rows of extensions that she already had in because they hadn't been moved up in over a year. Now, if you have ever had hair extensions, you're probably going, how is that even possible? Well, it was disgusting, and shockingly, her hair underneath, after we got it all detangled, was surprisingly healthy. We washed it, it looked incredible. I'm like, props to whoever installed these originally. So we do the whole service. She's really happy. She tips me 25% gratuity, which she does not have to do. She buys product. She had been deciding in the appointment whether she was going to do 6 wefts or 7 wefts of hair. She decided to only do 6 given the price of the hair. She was trying to be a little conscious since her grandmother was paying for it. Prior to the appointment, I had sent her text messages back and forth where we were talking about how much everything was going to cost. Exactly. I told her exactly how much the color was, how much the installation and the hair itself was. And so she knew. She put in a $75 retainer. She came in for the appointment. Everything was fine. About a month after the appointment, I got a notification from my booking software that the charge had been disputed. I thought, this must be a mistake. I've never heard anything about her being unhappy with anything. Nobody's reached out to me. This is wild. So I contacted the client, obviously no response. I immediately started searching for her family members, knowing that they live in the area, online, and I find her mom. I shoot her a message and just explained, hey, I know that you handle your mother's finances. Your daughter told me that. And she said that her grandmother was paying for her hair as a thank you for coming down. So there must be some kind of miscommunication, some misunderstanding. Can we work it out, please? So she doesn't see the message for about a month. When she does see it, she's like, who spends that much money on her hair? And I realize it's a lot. If you don't get hair extensions, people are usually flabbergasted at the expense of it, but it is a luxury service and it costs a luxury price. So I broke everything down for her. I sent her the receipt. I sent her the video footage of her daughter in the salon. I sent her the screenshots of all of our text messages prior to the appointment. And I had sent all the same information to the bank as well. They wanted proof of the appointment and all this and that. Long story short, the bank ultimately decided in the favor of the grandmother because it wasn't her name on the card that was being used. It wasn't the granddaughter's name. It was the grandmother, and she wasn't there to sign for it. So if the grandmother was disputing it, well, that's apparently all she needed to do, and they got to take all of my money right out of my pocket. I didn't expect so many people to see it, but I do feel like I need to clarify that this happened last year. That being said, I definitely filed a police report in September, so there is a police report made. I haven't had a word about it since. I've heard nothing from it. To be honest with you, when it comes to small claims court, I have very little faith that I would ever recuperate any money from it. I looked into it a little bit with Florida, and not only do I have to pay to do it in the first place, I do think I would win. I have a lot of evidence. I mean, I have tons of receipts. I think I would win. She probably just wouldn't even show up, so I'd get a default judgment anyway. But when it comes to recuperating the funds, it's on me. I have to go after her for that. And so if she doesn't have a job, I'm not really sure that she has any wages to garnish anyway. I mean, there's just so many ifs. My time is my biggest asset, and I frankly, unless I felt like there was a really, really good chance that I could actually get that money back, I don't want to waste the time on it, to be honest with you. The money that I'm actually out personally is about $1,300. I mean, as far as money that they took back from me was about $2,100. I did get to keep the $75 that she paid for the retainer. That was money that I was going to put towards her service. But when I saw the rat's nest that she came in with, I decided, no, we're going to apply that towards this detangling that's going to take us an hour and a half.
if I had to choose between getting the money back and her going to jail, to be honest with you, I would choose jail. Given her behavior in my chair, I genuinely believe that she was on drugs. Whatever drug it is that, like, you're really energetic 1 second and then the very next moment you're literally falling asleep. Like, she was trying to order Uber Eats for about an hour and she kept just falling asleep every single time. Like, I'd just be looking at her and she'd just be like completely nodding off while I'm trying to do her hair. And I'm like, you know, obviously I know what it looks like when somebody's on drugs. And what am I supposed to kick somebody out of my chair that's like already like getting a service done? I don't really know what the protocol is for that when you find out your client's like under the influence while in your chair. To be honest with you, I'm not good with confrontation, so I don't know that I would ever have whatever necessary to actually kick them out of my chair, unless they were acting like erratic. You know, obviously if somebody's like throwing things or screaming or being crazy, yeah, get out. But she was calm. She just was falling asleep. And so because of that, I mean, to me, it just kind of seems like she's somebody struggling with substance abuse. She doesn't work probably because of her substance abuse and can't keep a job down. I mean, I'm making a lot of assumptions here, but I've known a lot of drug addicts, and I mean, that's kind of how it goes. But so I think if her family has any clue that she's using drugs, I think that they're probably just letting her experience the consequences of her actions as they come. If they are smart, in my opinion, they will not be bailing her out of this. So going to the mom and grandma and saying, you guys need to pay for this. It was your fault. Your granddaughter took the card and you guys didn't press charges. No, I mean, if I was them, I probably wouldn't want to press charges, but at the same time, I also wouldn't want to prevent them from other consequences. You know, that's just part of making bad decisions, and I think people should deal with the consequences of their actions. Truthfully, I don't think she'll learn until that happens. So, because I don't even know if she really had that all planned out. I just think that she honestly got lucky with the circumstances.
So those were the more important bits that I clipped out of Amy's story, and whoa, what a story. Being a small business owner isn't easy with managing the business and money and providing services. So I really do feel for her. If you get a service, especially one that you're happy with, then just pay up the fees as agreed. And I guess the moral of the story, in the words of Amy, are...
Literally the only thing I wanted from posting the video yesterday is truly just to give a public service announcement. Do not accept cards that don't have your client's name on them, unless the person whose name is on the card is there to authorize it. Also, always have cameras up. Always. If you have a salon suite, if you're in a salon, I guess your salon owner would have to do that, but hopefully they would do that. Our salon was broken into this week, and within a day, the guy was arrested, and she got all the product that he stole back because she had cameras, and this dude looked directly into the camera, and somebody recognized him.